paper?
No.
Alright. I'll grab it for you.
Look at all these books, Mom.
Yes.
And you're a best girl.
We know what those books contain? Knowledge.
Oh, in some of these books, you know what they became? Became about us of God.
My kid went to daycare and buy new books from school.
Yes.
Let's go at that day.
James, right? You have a seat on the right hand side.
How many is this one?
Mom, give me that one.
Three.
I don't have no more apples. That was how I put this back.
Here you go. Hey, Shalom, Yahweh Shem Yashah, Barakatah to all the brothers, Yahweh Shemar, Alatah, Ba'ashem Yashah. Peace and love to our Wom Gabar coming to you live once again. Isupk Lashawan Qadash, the ancient Hebrew. Alright, so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans. This is the Hebrew class, the language in which that we used to speak at one point in time. Unfortunately, due to slavery, due to our ignorance, due to us not listening to our forefathers, you understand? We have gotten away from knowing the Hebrew. We have gotten away from speaking, you know, the Abba Gada Ha. All right. And what we're going to do tonight, of course, is we're going to go into the Lashawan Qadash. We're going to teach the language that we spoke at one point in time, so that when Yahushua Mashiach returns, that we are able, you know, to communicate, of course. We're able to be on the same page, be of one accord. All right? So if you got questions, comments, go ahead and type them in, of course, though. Make sure that we answer these questions. So what we're going to do is, you know, for the brothers and sisters that's here in the class, we're going to start off, you know, from the top, just to make sure that, you know, you got this information. And we'll make sure that we get you the additional information, such as the alphabet. All right. All right. All right. So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We all used to speak the same language. We all used to, you know, keep the high holy days, things of that nature, though. But unfortunately, we've lost that. We've turned away. If you look over here on the wall right now, over where it says ancient ABC and Assyrian, to the left of that, that there is the Hebrew alphabet. It is the Lashawan Qadash, the holy tongue. It's in the ancient. It's in the I just wrote ABC as in the English or American, and then of course the Assyrian. And there's a particular way in which that you read the Lashawan Qadash, though. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the board in just a few moments, though. We're going to write the alphabet, of course. You guys can write it down, of course, though, so that you have it for yourself. But you also get that practice in as well, too. All right. We'll have you all also, you know, say the alphabet. You know, it's one of those things. You know, if you want to learn Spanish, right? You're going to learn the alphabet. And then once you learn the alphabet, you're going to start saying numbers. And after you say numbers, you're going to start saying the different phrases and sentence structures. Then you learn tenses, all those type of things, of course. That's the same thing that we do here. Okay? So, if you have any questions, you know, just raise your hand. All right? Just hold your peace. Raise your hand, of course, though. I'll answer it. All right? What's going on, Op?
start writing it now?
Class has been going out.
Huh?
Class has already been going.
Oh. Supposed to be writing it now?
Oh.
We about to do that in just a moment.
Oh.
Yeah. We're gonna go over it together.
What are we supposed to write on?
On the paper.
Yeah, I know, but like I can't write on my legs. I need a hard surface. Is there any more clipboards or hard surfaces that I can use? The book. Too tight.
Some more surface right on.
Yeah, you can put it just like this.
I'll try to write those kind of letters.
Yeah, when you the more and more you try, the more you're gonna be able to do it, and it's just gonna come natural to you, just like writing in English.
What's going on? You got a question?
No.
Okay. Like, do you have like headphones that you could?
I'll tell you, I don't have to do that one, so I'll turn it down just a little bit more.
Alright. So this class is the Lashawan Qadash. Alright. So if you was to write that down on your paper.
Mom, I'm writing now.
Alright. So, sorry. I'll try to do this so I don't stand in front of the camera. The first thing to note is that when you write down the Hebrew, of course, stuff, it's from right to left. So this is Lashawan Qadash.
Oh,
All right.
so it's the left.
Hold your hand, raise your hand, say Salakia.
So it's the left.
It's right to left. All right. So when you're doing the ancient, okay, you want to go right
Then left.
to left. So you read it right to left. So when you read it in English, right? So this is why I said the ABC, you know, because we know alphabet. It goes A, B, C, right? It goes left to right. Okay. Like in Spanish, you know what I'm saying, if you was to read it, of course, though, you're going to go left to right, though. But if you were reading Arabic, right? If you were reading, I believe, Chinese, Mandarin, I think Mandarin actually goes top down. But it's top down, right to left still. So there's languages that is opposite of what we have. This right here is read right to left. So this right here is the ancient. This is the ABC or the English, of course, though. And then, of course, we also have the Assyrian. And I'll write that down for you guys in just a moment as well, too.
Yes, I'm paying attention.
All right. So this right here, in the top portion, this is the ancient Hebrew. Okay. This here is the English. So if you're reading it in English, of course, that's how it's read. If you're reading the Assyrian, this is what the Assyrian will look like. This also says Lashawan Qadash as well too, but it's in the Assyrian. So the Assyrian stems from other nations, you know what I'm saying? So you know how the so-called Jewish man, right? He'll say things like Boker Tav, right? That's not the actual Hebrew. That is his version of our language that he stole. And that's what this here. So when you read the, for example, the Tanakh, you're going to see characters like this. It's going to be a little bit more, you can come up and look at it though, but as you can see
What
here.
is the Tanakh?
So Tanakh, those are, the Tanakh is the Bible.
Oh,
Written
okay.
in,
Oh, and that's the Hebrew.
that's right. So if you see here, this is the printed text. This is the Assyrian. This is the ancient. This is what it looks like, handwritten. So if you look at this, of course, and you look at this, see the similarities?
Yes, it looks very much alike.
And we'll go over, you know what I'm saying, the meaning of each of the characters as well, too. It's a lot of information. It's a lot to go over. But I'll just explain to you other, of course, though. When you look at this here, this is the written, the ancient, okay? You see corresponding. This right here is the Assyrian. So
they have different languages? Like,
they're not different languages. They're the same, but
they have different handwriting.
so this is English, right?
Yeah.
ABC English. This right here is the Assyrian. And then this is, you know, the ancient
Because they
Hebrew.
translate.
So there's a difference between the ancient Hebrew and the Assyrian Hebrew. All right. So when you look at some of the text, or some of the historical artifacts that was found, you know, here in the Americas, you know, as you would say, they got this all over. It was saying like Gad, the so-called, you know, Native Americans that was here, you know, Ephraim, you know, who was also here as well, like they had this written down as their language stuff. Historians has found the records, of course, like, oh. So now it's like, oh, wait, where did this come from? You know what I'm saying? Which goes back to, you know, this land was stolen, you know, taken
Right.
from our brothers
Which
and our
proves
sisters.
that, you know, the North American, the Indians are the 12 tribes of Israel.
That definitely does go to support, that the Native Americans are also the 12 tribes of Israel. All right. So if you want to, as well as I did up here, you can do just like I did.
Why did you erase it?
Ancient ABC
I have it
Syrian.
here. So you can go.
No worries. It's on YouTube, of course, though, so you can go back and watch it later as well, too. All right. But it's one of those things where, you know what I'm saying, like, kind of keep your class going a little bit, though, because I'm going to write a lot of stuff, though. So write what you got, of course, and what you don't got, you know what I'm saying? You can pick it up,
Yeah,
you know.
I have it here. We can go home and we're gonna go over it, and also, like he said, he's recording it, so we can always watch it during the week or in our downtime and study. We're gonna move forward.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to confuse somebody, but all right. All right. So, what I wrote up on the board, of course, just a couple things. These are just notes for you to remember. The ancient is read from right to left. The Syrian is read from right to left. The English is read from left to right. If you don't know what these quotation means, read. It's basically that same. So instead of me writing that out, in short, I guess, just throw in a little bit of English. But, alright. So, Lashawan Qadash, that is the holy.
The holy tub. That's the holy tub.
Raise your hand up.
Oh, it's forgetting to raise my hand.
No worries, so make sure you remember. So, the Lashawan Qadash means holy tongue. Lashawan, you know what I'm saying, which is like tongue or language. Qadash, which means to be holy. Alright? So, our customs, the way we carry ourselves, the way that we talk, the way we greet one another. Right? When we greet each other, you know what I'm saying, we've been doing it since before the pandemic. But everybody's not like, yeah, you know what I'm saying, doing a fist bump, right? When we would greet each other, you know what I'm saying, hey, shalom, yes, thug, boom, boom, you know what I'm saying? And hug, holy kiss would be just like a tap, that's it. The French, they be like, mwah, mwah, we don't do that, you know what I'm saying? But we have a way of greeting one another, of course, though. You have a question? Or she just died. So, just the holy tongue, of course, though. You know what I'm saying? It's the holy tongue. So, the way that we talk, the way we greet each other, of course, though, the way that we identify one another, it's different. It's not the same. You know what I'm saying? Like, you'll hear me say things like ak, you know what I'm saying? Or akwath. You know what I'm saying? Like ak, you know what I'm saying, as in brother. Akwath, you know what I'm saying, as in sister. So.
Wait, you serious?
Say that again?
Raise your hand.
You serious?
You got a question?
What's that?
So Ox is brother and Aqua is sister?
Kind.
Kinda?
Kind. Go ahead.
So, I hear the Arabs, they refer to each other as Aksu as well. So, is there any similarities?
No. I mean, so if you want to look at all language and everything else, though, this is the starting point. This is, you know what I'm saying, where everything basically, evolves from, more or less, though. So, every custom, every culture, you know what I'm saying, has something that stemmed from us as a people, though. So, when they went to having one God, that was because we only have one God. We don't have many gods. We don't have, you know what I'm saying, the Greeks. We don't have, you know what I'm saying, like the Greek gods, of course, though. We don't have the Roman gods. We don't give a damn about it's like PG-13. We don't care about all that nonsense though. You know, we're not praising to Buddha, Allah, pick up your call. But they will what is it called? The Quran. You know what I'm saying? Quran was based upon the Bible. You know, so they'll do a lot of things, you know what I'm saying, similar, modeling themselves after us. So you'll see a lot of the different similarities. A lot of people have the flood story. And it's just like, oh, why do you have the flood story? Well, it's because it's something that actually happened across the earth. But when it was taught and passed down, as generations changed. But the separation that was made, you know, for us to be a specific people. If you was listening to the class last night, Captain Zaniah was actually, I believe, was it last night or was it Tuesday? It might have been Tuesday night though. He was going over, you know what I'm saying, the separation between Jacob and Esau. So that separation and the lineage, that separation was made by the Most High. So even though, you know, Isaac and Ishmael are brothers, there was still a separation that was made because the inheritance was made, you know, for Isaac, not Ishmael.
Okay, and Ishmael is the father of the Arabs?
Basically.
Okay, and that's to bring it full circle, that's why there's similarities because of all the things you said. Okay, so you say it Lashawan
Qadash. We'll go over that in just a minute.
Oh, because it say a B. You wrote a B, right? Or did I
No,
write it wrong?
Qadash.
Did-
So,
I wrote a B. Why?
What you did? See.
You have to stay over there. This is for the sisters, and that is for the brothers. Oh, why did I write B? D. Lashawan
Qadash.
Qadash.
So the
Qadash.
Qua, Da, and Sh. Is there something that you need out?
Comes out.
Yeah, just hold it, you know what I'm saying, till the class is over, alright? So this is Qadash.
Qadash.
Okay. Which means holy.
Yes. Yeah, I got that. I just wrote down a B instead of a B.
Or to be separate. Alright. So what we're gonna do now is we are going to get into the actual alphabet. Alright? So you can write these characters down, of course, though, so that you're able to identify, of course. So this first line here is the ancient.
What do you mean by the ancient?
The ancient Hebrew. That's so.
That means the ancient Hebrew?
No. This doesn't mean the ancient Hebrew.
Oh.
What I'm saying is this is the ancient Hebrew. What I'm writing here, this is the ancient alphabet. So this character here, this character here is the I, right? So top line is the ancient. The second line that I'm going to write is going to be the ABC or the English.
Okay.
All right.
Ha. You should start writing this down for your notes.
So just to partition it.
Am I doing it right?
You're writing it down, right? Alright, so what I might recommend for you is maybe flip the page over and even elongate it, meaning turn it horizontally instead of vertically. That way you have that space, and then you can kind of go the same way that I'm going.
Okay, like make a chart. Turn your paper like horizontal, like this, and then write it from right to left. The way he's doing it.
So you see how instead of me writing
So
from
one line in the middle?
instead of writing from this way, I'm writing from this way. Because this is the way that it's written. So the reasons why I'm writing it this way, because this first line is the ancient.
It's alright.
This second line here is the English,
Watch the video.
so that you can understand the difference.
You can watch the video. You don't need to compare yourself to the video. What's the matter?
I don't know why. I accidentally made a square.
It's okay. Just do it again. It's a triangle. Just try it again.
Nah, I'm just gonna leave it.
If you see a square, it's not a square. That's gonna be a whole thing. That's why it's like a triangle shape, because it has a specific meaning. You have to write it exactly how you write it.
So this is the ah, this is the ba, this is the ga, this is the da, this is the ha.
Is that a whole word?
No, these are the individual characters.
Oh.
So once again, as we were saying, like you have the A, B, C, D, E, F, G. This is the ah, ba, ga, da, ha. With all of the characters, and these are characters, right? They all have specific meanings, of course, though. We'll get into that as well, though. We'll get into the exact meaning as well. If I would recommend, you should probably write it from the right side of the paper instead of from the left side, because you're going to run out of space.
Oh, it's a right?
Yeah, so the way that you're writing it, you're writing from the left to the right. It's all right.
Sit down.
So the reasons why I'm writing it this way is so that there's the separations between like the za and the wa, so that you don't think this is zawa. It's just za. All right. The same thing with the ah. This character, the corresponding top, middle, bottom.
What do you want? Say, Mom, what do you want?
To the back. Shh.
is O.
Is what?
That. Those symbols right there.
You can point to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take it up. You can point to it. Like, you can go up and point to it, so I know which one you prefer.
These right here.
Right. So that top row that you see up there,
Yeah.
those are all that's the Hebrew alphabet. So that first symbol that you see here, top right hand corner, this is it. When you would say it, you would be like ah. When you say this, when you see this, you would say ba. See this one, ga, da, ha, wa, za, ka, ta, ya, ka. So the intention for, this was to also show you the Assyrian, but we're gonna hold off on that right now. Go ahead.
So the characters, the alphabet, the Asian alphabet, right?
The ancient alphabet, yeah. Like this is what our forefathers, when they would write, their characters. Like each character, has a meaning. For example, like the ox. It's like the ox. If you were to turn this to the side, right? Kind of resembles like the head of an ox, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, got the legs. So it's an ox. So the ox. And what is the ox?
Ox and a brother.
No. An ox. Like the animal, the ox.
An ox is an animal. I don't think he's ever seen that type of animal.
No
Yeah.
sweat. I got you. All right. So this right here, as you can see, like an ox. Matter of fact, this would be like, you see that? The ox has its horns.
Oh, I forgot.
Same thing here, right? When you see it, this is, like an ox. The ox, would be used to like plow the land, of course, though. Very strong. You ever hear that saying? Strong as an ox, able to leap buildings in a single bound. Where do you think they got that from?
From the ox.
Right, but they got that from symbolizing us, though, right? Black men, are strong.
Yeah. Strong like
So
ox.
now you hear them saying things like, Superman, strong as an ox. What? Well, we know, that the real, strong man out here is us. And the definition, to that as well, for the I would be like God, power, strong, leader, You know, like that would be the definition of that character, that symbol. All right. So, y'all can say it with me, all right?
Yeah.
That way you practice, you know what I'm saying? This is the ah, ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za, ka, ta, ya, ka. Right, these are two different kas, by the way, though. This is more of a harder ka. You know what I'm saying? This is more just a ka. If you think about like the C versus a CH in English, of course, though, has that different, you know, enunciation on it, though. So it's like, hey, Chuck, you know what I'm saying? Versus, you know, like chicken, you know, like the CK versus the CH. Similar, but still different.
Okay, so I have a question. Would I say cha and that symbol ka?
Nope.
Or just
You would just say ka.
ka?
Yeah, like, for
That-
example, katsuza. You understand? Versus just saying ka. Yeah. So that's this portion of it, of course, though. And it goes on and on. So what I was going to do was on the bottom, I was going to give you guys the Syrian, though, but I'm going to hold off on that, at least this class, though. Give y'all a little bit more practice with the ancient, of course, once you guys kind of got the ancient. And we'll throw out the Assyrian, you know, just to kind of add a little bit more to it. Hold your peace. I give you a second, you know what I'm saying? You come up here, you know what I'm saying? Say it all by yourself.
Yeah, we're gonna have plenty of time to practice, but I can't focus if you are practicing to yours out loud. You can say it in your head too. That's a good way to memorize things. Going it over silently in your head. Oh, we have more things we gotta copy down.
Oh yeah, there's a ton more. There's a ton more. There are 22 characters in regards to the ancient Hebrew.
It's still in order, right?
Yeah, so if you just continue, you know what I'm saying? You just went to the next line.
Okay.
So it's read from right to left, top to bottom. So when you read it, you just right to left, top to bottom. So as we go to the next line, just like when you're reading a book, right? In English, you lead from left to right, from top to bottom. It's kind of like a math problem. You know what I'm saying? What is it like? X.
Oh, I don't know that type of math.
Math is going to tell you that what? In order to do this multiplication, you know what I'm saying, or algebraic equation, you have to do inside parentheses first, though, which means that you got to add this up to be 9, and then, of course, you have the x with the square. But because the square, then you got the 81 times whatever x is, right?
I don't know that math yet.
Yeah, you didn't learn that yet.
But I mean, if you see these same principles, you know what I'm saying, from left to right, top to bottom, same rules. What does this say? I forgot those little math little things that they used to tell.
And you have to listen first. First you have to listen to understand.
As long as I'm on the right.
Yes, I'm on it.
Is that an O?
looks like an O, but it's not an O. The character, you know what I'm saying, is I.
Oh, I'm just saying because.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like a circle. I would just say like a circle versus, you know what I'm saying O more or less, just because you don't want to get the, you know, confusion. Oh, that's an O. No, it's an I.
Is that even a character? It says I.
Yeah. Lucky, I will try to adjust this. Yeah, question.
No. Oh, is that another one?
Yeah. So, just one thing to kind of note is that the sound is pretty much the same for all the characters, right? So, it's the ah, it's the ba, it's the ga, da, ha, wa, za, ka, ta, ya, ka, la, ma, na, sa, I, pa, ta, za, qua, ra, sha, and tha.
They all sound the same because they got A in it.
Right. So it wasn't all extra complex, you know what I'm saying, with the A, E, I, O, U, sometimes Y. Like, have you ever tried to spell there, which is there, and there? It's 3 different ways to spell there. Confused me for the longest. There's there as in they're possessive, there's there as in they are, and then there's there as in a position. So it's T-H-E-I-R. I think I spelled that right. I'm not sure. Once again, the confusion of the English language. There's T-H-E-R-E, and then there's T-H-E apostrophe. Wait, is it apostrophe first? No. T-H-E-Y apostrophe R-E.
Yes, that represents they are.
Yeah.
That one is for they are.
Alright. But 3 different spellings for one thing. You know what I'm saying? Ours is relatively simple. You got the I, the ba, the ga. You need babies, right? How do babies first start speaking? Ga, ga, right?
Yes.
It's not extreme. It's simple, but it gets right to the point. Who wants to give it a try?
I do.
Okay.
I want to go to.
Now, first me, then you.
All right. Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. A, ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za, ka, ta, ya, ka, la, ma, na, sa, a, I, pa, ta, za, ka,
Nope.
qua,
Oh, please stop.
ra, sha. Oh, thank you. Ta.
Stop. Right.
I want
What's
to
that in
go.
Christ? I'm saying get a sister head. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, most people, you know what I'm saying, like, they will look at it as like, you know what? She said the whole alphabet, man. From top to bottom.
All right.
You think you can do it, right? You good? You ready?
Yeah.
All right, stand up.
A, ba, ga, da, ha, wa,
Slow down, slow down.
a, wa, la, ka, ta, ya, ka, la, ma, na, sa, I, pa, ta, za, qua, ra, sha, da.
Most times, yes. All right. Soon, you know what I'm saying, you're going to be up here saying shalom, you're like, wait, what? All right. You get to the Abanawa Shabbat Shemayim
You
Qadash.
dropped your pen behind your chair. You want to try? Just have a little try.
All right, no sweat, no sweat.
Okay, you try. Go. There you go. You ready?
You ready? All right. Let's hear you say it. I mean, I heard you saying it while mommy was saying it. Want to give it a try? She shy.
Yeah,
No sweat, no sweat.
all right. Next time, right? A little bit more. You want to
All right.
at 5 minutes on.
All right. So who here think that they kind of got it down?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, as far as the pronunciation, I think I pretty much got that down. It's just being able to remember the characters and associating them with the right sound. That's gonna be a challenge, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, no sweat, no sweat. Well, listen. Let's see, you know what I'm saying? Let's see you go ahead and write that up on the board. Just careful of that, the fluff right there.
Do I have to write the top of the food?
Right. So write the Siri, not the Siri, the angel. There, you can go ahead.
That's yucky.
Look what I got.
Write it bold, big, so we can all see. This right here. Let me help you out with that real quick. It's right here.
Hard writing, my board, like you.
Practice, man. Think about it like when you write that. Think of it kind of like all right. You got that slanted part, like this. Boom.
Okay, thanks.
All right, watch your feet out so you don't hit that plug. Yeah, let me move this out your way. That way you don't. Sorry. Go ahead, step down now.
Ma, you see me doing it?
Yes, I'm very proud of you.
You can write underneath, you know what I'm saying, as well too though. That way, you know, you don't run out of space. Now this one too. There you go. Make sure you got that space in there. You understand? It's like it's not a Z, but you ever see Harry Potter?
Yeah.
You see how he got that mark on his forehead?
Yeah.
That mark, you know what I'm saying? The lines ain't, you know, like a Z. It's a little different. So that's kind of like that Taza right there, like the Harry Potter mark. You know, because that Harry Potter mark, that little Harry Potter mark is like zoom. All right. So good job. You know what I'm saying? In making sure that you didn't do one of these. All right. Good job with that. Good job.
JK, it's important for you to make sure you write your A's legible. Because they kind of look like O's.
Oh, no, so we don't have to read it. We can't read. All right. One time, grass.
Ba ga da ha ma za ka ta la ka la ma na sa a fa ta za kwa sha da.
All right. You missed one.
Wait, as if what?
I don't know. You tell me. You got it right on the board. You didn't even write the English to it. Can't recognize it?
What?
Go back. One more.
Mhm.
Nah. Which one did you not write the English for? Can you tell which one you wrote it for, which one you did? Alright, let me help you out. You can hold on to that. It's all right.
Yeah. Ba ga da na
That's not.
ha.
Alright, because that don't look like a ha.
Sorry.
No, sir.
Ma za
Nope.
ma
Nope.
wa.
Yeah. So
Put it in.
it's important to make sure that you make them look corresponding. That's better. All right.
Za ka ta ya ka la ma ha
No.
na.
So one of the importance is that when you see us write it, you'll see us write it like this. You won't see us write it like this. All right, we're not writing it, you know, as in.
I'm sorry, this is how I write A's.
All right, so
Lowercase.
as we're writing, of course, you be able to easily identify. Oh, this is a ha. That's right here. That's a ha. Right. You can easily tell that's a ha and not get confused for nah. All right. So
So I gotta do uppercase.
So where we at? This is.
That is not soft.
All right. Hold on, no. Don't look at the sheet. We're gonna read what you got out there.
I, pa, fa, fa, sha, da.
No. What's this?
Dang, that's why I forgot. Ra. I forgot
Alright.
the ra. That was the letter I didn't put. Ra, sha, da.
All right, get that brother a hand though. You know what I'm saying?
For effort.
I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, his writing of the Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? That's the law. The one thing I definitely just, you know, also mentioned too, with the Ra, think of it like writing a, just hold on to it. Just hold on to it. When you write it, you want to think about it like, almost like you're writing a 4, right? Or you're writing a flag on a pole. All right, this one right here is, you know, it's a little.
Yeah, it looks like a square.
Yep. So we want to make sure that you're writing it right, that you're practicing pronouncing it right, correctly, so that you don't learn it incorrectly. All right. Worst thing that you can do is learn something incorrectly and then have to try to unlearn what was taught to you because you didn't follow, you know what I'm saying, the instruction. Are we gonna address it? All right, that's right.
Go, mommy. Go, mommy.
missing one? Okay.
You missing
not-
da.
Oh,
What's your
wow.
pizza?
No, I have that. Well,
There's
I
a
can
chart
fuck
right
up
there
you
to you. There's a right to your left.
Oh, I'm missing. Yeah. Right?
No, yeah, it's right there.
What's your pizza? Give it a chance to figure it out.
Yes. I'm-
There you go. All right. So before we have you say it, one correction. Jaka. Ka should actually. It's like a. I always kind of say like a ladder, right? Versus, kind of a little different. Because like one of the things that happens is each one has a particular meaning, right? So for example, the ah is an ox, which has to do with strength, power. You know what I'm saying? Like the na, think about like a seed. When it sprouts up out of the ground and has that leaf, that's that na. Like the ma makes you think of.
Mother.
Nah, it's like water,
Oh, water.
like a lake. So like a body of water. So you see the
Okay. That could
Yeah.
be the waves and then.
Right. So when you when you don't write it, you know what I'm saying, you say, for example, the ka, it changes, you know what I'm saying, which ka is kind of like the tent. If you so like this is like the tent as well too though. Like the floor plans of the tent. If you see it written down, this is how it's written, of course though. Just like I think the da is kind of like the opening of the tent though. But the tent would be like, and if I could just do it just right, the stitching would be kind of, alright, you will have a stitching. Nobody's judging you as far as in your artistry. But just to make sure, you know what I'm saying, like you have that proper, you know what I'm saying, meaning. So when you write the ka, you want it more kind of like a ladder, but, like the stitching of the tent.
All right, got it.
That's
So
all.
don't separate it because obviously it would change its meaning.
Well, I mean, that's just,
That's
Not-
has no meaning. That's just.
yeah, I don't, no offense, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I'm not the best artist.
Nah, you're good. So
That's
just think
why
about
I'm
it kind of
here.
like, an H with 3 lines or
Okay.
a ladder, All right.
Alright.
So you want to go ahead and,
I'm
all right.
gonna make sure I wrote correctly for the people watching. Alright, and
So
right to left, top to bottom, right? That's how you read it?
that is correct.
Right to left, top of the
What?
Ka.
car.
Why are you saying ka?
If you look at your sheet versus what you got on the board, you can look at it real quick. The ka.
Ka. Oh, alright, so this, I
Nope,
should be
that one's
doing-
fine. That's fine.
Oh, the ka. Oh, the ka. Oh, because it's curved?
Nope, because it's just the 2 instead of the 3.
Oh, the 3. Oh.
There you go. All right, go for it.
A, ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za, ka, ta, ya, ka. La, ma, na, sa, I, pa, taza, qua, ra, sha, ya.
Da.
missing that in.
Yeah. It's
No, you're not
supposed to be
missing-
T.
Oh, I put a Y
It's supposed to be
instead of
Right.
THO.
THA. There is no O's.
Oh, sound like.
That's why I was saying hold the peace
Well,
out. You don't want to confuse
This is
you.
thigh, not ya.
Come, most high Christ. Got the watch this. All right.
Yay, Mom.
So yeah, so
Eat
what we
whatever.
just want to make sure that we do, of course, so you know what I'm saying, practice, you know what I'm saying, writing down the alphabet. So, we'll make sure that we get you a copy of the alphabet, of course, though, so that you can practice. The one thing I would probably say, if anything, we got some time though. We can probably just kind of throw the Assyrian real quick, just to kind of see what that looks like as well too. All right.
Alright.
But one of the biggest pieces, make sure that we're practice. Like you start to learn words like Baba Kusha, right?
Baba Washa.
Baba Kusha.
Baba Kushwa.
Baba Kusha.
Baba Kusha.
All right. So like for example, it's like
It sounds like Booyakasha, or Lama Kasha. It sounds like Booyakasha, or Lama Kasha.
something like what?
Booyakasha.
No, Baba Kusha.
Yeah, it sounds the same, but different.
All right. So Baba Kusha. Right, and I think it might be the A up there, though, but Baba Kusha.
Reading that?
So, even if we were to say, based upon what you have, right, written down, what would this be? Anybody want to give it to her? All right, come up here and write it down real quick. Let me see. Give you the board. In the English, so. You don't gotta reach up so high.
Naka.
Right to left. No. You wrote it corresponding, but all right. So
Come.
Con.
Okay, con.
Right.
No A.
So the reasons for it is that when you see this symbol underneath, it is letting you know that it is connecting to.
Oh,
So
it's
instead
connected.
of it being kana, it's con, because that A drops off at the end. It's connected.
Oh, okay. Thanks for telling me that.
Alright. But yes, you get that credit, you know what I'm saying, for the ka and the na. And then of course, when you wrote it the correct way, of course, con minus, the A. Most high in Christ. Good job, bud. All right. Anybody want to get that a try? Who wants to give this one a try?
Me.
You had a time.
You want to try this?
Yeah, let me know.
Sorry, sis, you got it.
All right, 1 second.
You want to take a second look at it? You want to know Corral?
Still no?
Yeah, I help you out, Mom. Let me help you out. Here, let me help you out. Want me to help you out?
No?
It said eraser right here.
Look, you see, Mom? You see it?
No, I think
So
it's
if you erase that, it's banned.
Fine.
Bomb. It's bomb.
what I put?
You put
No.
nab. You put nab.
Oh, okay. 'Cause
Right.
when reading it, you have to
You
you
go
write
right.
it right to left. What you, I mean, you write this
The
right.
You
Hebrew,
read it.
the Hebrew is from right to left, and then the English is
It's
from left to right. So something, and that's you know what I'm saying. Good job, you know what I'm saying, for both of y'all. You know what I'm saying, because at the end of the day, you're too Mike, get the mic. Wow. Because once again, that's where just having those little rules written down, of course, though, and just practice. Like, you know,
Good teacher. Mom, I got
I
good
got my phone
teacher.
right there. Here, you put right on that.
so when you read this right here, when you read this, you will read this in the Hebrew from right to left. Right? So, so reading this from right to left, Lashawan, Qadash. Alright? So if I'm writing this down in the English, it's just going to be written down La Shawan Qadash, which is
The holy tongue.
the holy tongue. Alright? So this right here corresponds to that there.
And that right there is a response to that.
That's correct.
Is that it for today? Obviously.
Sometimes it's good, you know, to kind of practice, you know, just once again, writing the ABCs. And then, you know, get little small things though. Like I gave y'all a couple of tricks, of course, though. For example, the connector. Right? So when you see the Qadash, which is
Pick up that one.
qua, the da, and the sha. Because that connector, you drop the ah. Alright? You drop the ah. I mean, I don't know if it's kind of like, just like knock that out. You just drop that ah. Like, there's other times in which that you wouldn't do anything to it at all, right? So, all right. So, what character is this? That's the what?
No, that's not why. Nah.
That is na.
Nah.
So that's the na. What character is this? Go ahead,
That is. I don't know. I have it on my paper.
Say it. You wrote it down, right?
Is it God?
Is it guy? No. I mean, you got it written down from what looks like, right? You wrote it, right? What does that say on your paper? You was just at it.
Sit down and draw me. Pick up my phone. Give me
It
my
goes mana sa a
Pa.
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 Right. So that's pa.
Da.
Hold your place back. What character is this? Go ahead.
Da.
How do you spell it?
T-H-A.
Alright. So notice that I'm writing that above it. You know what I'm saying? I'm writing the corresponding above. I'm doing this specifically because when I go to, it's kind of like you do a word search or a word puzzle, you want to transcribe it first. Well, I know that that's the na, I know that's the pa, I know that's the tha. What's this one?
La.
Oh, raise your hand.
We both say it. We both say it wrong. We both say it wrong.
We both
Go ahead, sis.
La.
La. You already got your hand up. Go ahead.
Ya.
I still got what?
Ya.
Yeah.
So all together.
All right. Now we have that as in the na, pa, ta, la, and ya. Right? How would you write this correctly? As correct. Who wants to give it a shot? Who's bold enough? You bold enough to do it? Come on. No? All right.
Right what's on the phone then. Give me my phone. You gotta put my phone on.
So we're writing it in the English. We have the Hebrew on the board. And then we have its corresponding English characters or letters.
It would be spelled like.
I'm going to stop you right there. When you read the Hebrew, how do you read it? Do you go left to right or right to left?
The right, sorry.
Okay. No. You're still on the same side. You don't need to go to a different side.
Oh.
So that we can pronounce it correctly in the English, what way would we write it for English?
No, that's K.
Alright, I'll give you one more shot at it. Go ahead. Alright, so when we do the Hebrew, we go from right to left, right? So when we write it in English, we're writing from left to right. So what do we need to do with the corresponding letters?
Put them into right.
So draw an arrow for the way that we're going to read this in the Hebrew. Okay, so draw an arrow for the way that we would read it in the English. All right, so I want you to write the English characters in the same order, the way that you wrote in that arrow, that second arrow according to the English. You're still on the same side.
You're confusing me here.
So if you stay on this side,
Yeah.
stay over here.
Mhm.
All right. So I'm gonna give you another example real quick. So Qadash, right?
Yeah.
You have the Qadash. In the Hebrew, we're gonna write from right. Right? And when we write the English, we're going to do it from
The
if
left.
we've looked at the characters.
So we doing it in the left because we're doing it in English.
All right. Well, let me see what you mean. Hopefully, I drove that home for you. By all means. So how would you write the na in the Hebrew? Point to the na in the Hebrew. The na.
Now right here.
Mm-hmm. So if you're writing that in English, that should be what, first or last?
First.
So write it first.
What? First A.
All right. So so would you skip a letter, or would you just go in the same order?
I'm not skipping. I'm just doing it two by itself so I can figure out the answer. I'm doing two of these by itself. Then if I got the answer, I can put that. I can put that on here, and then I can finish the rest, and that will be the answer. So I'm doing these two and figure out the answers to that. Then I'm gonna put it up here and connect those. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. You understand me?
I don't.
No. Okay. So
Let me just show you.
what I can do is, you see how we got the example on the right hand side, the Qadash, all right? Can you do the exact same thing I did?
Yeah.
Let me see. So this is the first letter for the Hebrew, right? The ancient, the Qadash.
Boom. Figure it out.
What letter is this?
Y.
Okay. What letter is this? So if we're reading this from in the Hebrew, right? This would be na, ha, tha, la, ya. But if we're writing in the English, we're going to do what?
Do na pa da la ya.
Okay. But when we write it down in English, how would it, we will write that same thing,
Yeah.
but just write it in English.
Mm.
Go ahead and do it. I mean, you just said it right. Nah. Yeah.
Ha.
Yeah. Now, is there anything specific that we should do according to what you know so far?
We'll figure it out.
Okay.
You got A now for my
So what you wrote was na, pa, right? That's the na, that's the pa. And we wrote the tha. Which is the tha, right?
Yeah.
Which is connected to the
La. So I will put it.
okay. So try to pronounce that out. So
Na.
na,
Pa. Dal.
thou.
Dal. Ya.
Say it one more time, just faster.
Na pa. Dal. Ya. Na pa. Dal. Ya.
Bathalia.
Na pa. Na pa. Dal. Ya.
That's
I
the
figured-
tribe of
Well, yeah.
Nepali. Okay? If you look up here on the board, you can see it right here. Nepali. It's this one right here. Right? That's the so-called Argentinian brothers and sisters to Chile. So when
I
you look,
figured it out, baby.
when you look on the globe, right? When you look on the world map, you'll see, you know, Argentina to Chile, and that's this map right over here. So
I figured it out, Mom.
if
So,
you look
yeah.
on this board, you see Argentina
Yep.
and Chile, right here. That's the brothers and sisters that lives in this area. That's Natali.
Do they still live today?
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah. They still live today. They still live today. All right. So that. Hold your peace, guys. With that, we've come to the end of the class. So real quick, Isupk security announcements.
So there was that one.
Isupk security announcement. We're the Isupk Star out 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Under the leadership of Commanding Jim Yahana, rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother and sister comes into the school, they're all in limits for 6 months. They're to be saluted only. They're here to share themselves with the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is the commandment. Numbers chapter 18, verse 21. Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 through 10 means 10 in Hebrew, ma'aishara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, gives to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund. Free will offering for priests, not mandatory whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocation. Yes, we have the Sabbath service tomorrow though, but the Feast of Purim, which is going to be February 15th on 2022, that is going to be in Esther chapter 9, verse 20 through 31. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black, boots, shirt, headband, and scarf. With that, men of Israel, one courteous salute to the teacher. Majim Shabbat. Majim. Barak. Yahweh. The other. Yahweh Shem Yashai Barakatah. You just repeat after me. Yahweh.
Yahweh Shah
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'ashem.
Bashin.
Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shah.
Barak.
Barak.
Athah.
Adah.
And then I will repeat Yahweh Hashem Yashai Barakathum because I'm speaking to a plural group of people. Then we will say Saw, which is the turn. Imagine, which means to stands. And of course, sis, you would have your feet at a 45-degree angle. Hands like this. All right? No, not us. We don't do that. Take that one too. Imagine Shabbat. Imagine Barak. You would do as I did. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Shamar.
Shamar.
Other arm. Al.
Al.
Athah.
Adah.
Well, Athun because it's plural, so there's multiple sisters. So Athun.
Adhan.
Bahashem.
Ba'ashem.
Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shah.
Yazmatah.
Yahweh Shah.
You don't repeat that. Yazmatah.
Yazamata.
Y'all don't repeat that. Yazmatah. Class dismissed. All right. Let me just clap it up.
We need to learn to dismiss.
Yeah, when we start coming more, we'll get it. It's like you have to do things consistently.
You
in
saw me
order
get
for
that?
them-